Greedy! Hey! Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Greetings. Greetings, good morning. Eternal chains, no antidote. Gods convene, truth unseen. Demigods whisper, lost souls scream. Follow the path or drown in the stream. Zeus' wrath, a cruel dream. Streams of torment echo loud. Lost in sulfur, desperate, proud. Zeus watches from Olympus cloud. Rejected truth, their fates avowed. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. We're back in the Thunderdome. All right, let's get this show started, ladies and gentlemen. You know exactly why we are here. I hope you are all having a wonderful morning. All right, let's get Queen Flea. Good morning, Dawn. Nice to see you. Hey.
Don't be wrapped up in your feelings and be careful when you flashing. And when you play the game, man, you better know your options.
Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy.
Spicy, I ain't even had my coffee.
Don't be wrapped up in your feelings and be careful when you flashing. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Know your options. Don't try to photocopy.
Hope you all had a wonderful night last night.
It's getting too spicy.
I ain't even had my coffee.
Time to get it in. Time to show and prove, show you what I've been doing. They saying fools rush in, but I'm coming with a passion.
I'm trying to get to know you while you're thinking that I'm asking. I like to get it poppin' cause my sound is supersonic. I done came so far and it's early in the morning. Let's go. You know what we're here to do.
Another day in the Golden State.
Ain't no tossing and turning, no time for insomnia.
I know the best way to make it is to cut the drama.
Let's go.
Follow through on what I promise.
And even if I fail, at least I was honest.
See, I can only do what's in my power to do, and what good is this power if I use it like a fool?
What do you do to come down after being overly exposed to the mega demons? Oh, that's a good question. I gotta think about it. You gotta take a break or something. Go to the gym, perhaps. That's a good thing to do. Let's go.
You can never stop me. Don't be wrapped up in your feelings and be careful when you flashing.
Gotta be careful, ladies and gentlemen. Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy. All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and get rid of the music. All right, welcome to the show. What time is it? We got about a good, 2 hours or so, and then we are out of here, all right? So let's get things started. For those of you who do not know who I am, I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H, ladies and gentlemen? Well, the first H is because I'm honest. Second H is because I'm humble. And the last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen, is because you guessed it, I am and will always remain. What's the last H, ladies and gentlemen? What's the last H? Does anyone know? Does anyone know what the last H is? Going once? Going twice. Well, Harris is a good idea, but I can't. There you go, handsome. Let's go. Thank you, Edna. Thank you, Pamela. You are also amazing. All right. Now, many of you are familiar with what we do over here on this side of town, on this side of TikTok. What we do is very, very special. We hold our friends on the right, especially their cult leader, Donald J. Trump, accountable for their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds as well as their crimes, right? And isn't it safe to say that when it comes to dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds and crimes, our friend on the right, they've ran into a bit of a wall. They've hit the jackpot, and we now know all the crimes that they're complaining about. They're literally facilitating them by supporting Donald J. Trump. Shauna Rose, thank you for the subscription. Thank you. So I want to get things started by, number one, pointing out that what we're about to start doing is going through some content, and a lot of it, it's very truthful. What we do is we tell the truth over here. So if you're a Trump supporter and you're allergic to the truth, you know, like my good friend Brother Swervin once told me, he said, they're lactose intolerant, Zeus. And that's it. What's a good way to put it? You know, that means you're allergic to the facts, right? Anyone out there allergic to facts? Put a 1 out there if you're allergic to the facts. Good morning, Law of the Wild. Nice to see you, brother. No, I haven't asked, are you a Trump supporter yet? I asked, is there anyone out there that is allergic to the facts? Because we don't want that going on in this live. People come here, they want to hear the truth. And I strive. Oh, Dodger fan. All right. Well, listen, Dodger fan and everybody else that put 1. I got some bad news for you. I see this guy out there. He's going by the name MAGA Demon. He spelled it wrong, though. You see this guy out there. His name is MAGA Demon. You as well. I got some bad news for you. All right. And this isn't just for you, but anybody else. If you don't like the way that I run this live, if you don't like this broadcast, do me a huge favor. Pack your bags and leave, because it's going to get uncomfortable. But get this. You don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country,
There's a lot of that.
if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
All right. Let the games begin. All right. Yeah, Raina, let MAGA Demon know. I wish we could change people's names in the chat. All right. Now, what I do ask those who are here and participating in this show, if you're a Trump supporter and you put something in the chat, if we detect that it's a lie, the moderators, they might pin it. And if they pin it and I select you to come up here, or even if I catch it and then I ask you to come up here and put a little meat on the bone and explain what you're saying, and you decline, I'm going to ask the moderators to do me a huge favor and put you in a straitjacket, all right? Because I do not want you soiling my comment section with misinformation and disinformation. You've already been exposed. 99.9% of you Trump supporters, you're getting your information from right-wing content creators, and we just found out they've been indicted. And you know why they were indicted? Because they're getting it from Russia. Right? They're getting it from Russia. You guys aren't even that clever. You're not even that clever anymore. I know. So let me continue to do the teaching and you just listen up, you Trump supporters, all right? Now, what I want to start out with is, Morning Joe. I guess Donald Trump went to Flint, Michigan yesterday. And he embarrassed himself again. You know, he shows up with that crumpled blue suit, with that ridiculous red tie, with the bird's nest on his head, with Sarah Sanders, and he goes and starts telling his classic lies. But before we get into the lies, I just want to call this out in terms of this is another sign Donald Trump is just too old to be president of the United States. He's getting simple things confused.
In Alaska.
Here he goes.
We have Bagram in Alaska.
Bagram in Alaska. Does anyone believe Bagram is in Alaska? Put a 1 in the chat if you believe Bagram is in Alaska. This is sad.
We have Bagram in Alaska. They say it might be as big, might be bigger than all of Saudi Arabia. I got it approved. Ronald Reagan couldn't do it. Nobody could do it. I got it done. In their first week, they terminated it. Check that one out. Bagram.
Check that out, Willie. If you got your Google machine,
yeah, let me do that.
check it out.
Check it out.
Alaska. I hear there's some of the best moose hunting in all the world in Bagram,
Imagine if Joe Biden
Alaska. Oh, wait a second.
24/7.
Wait. Bagram left. That would be Bagram.
Imagine if Joe Biden confused Bagram from being to be in Alaska, which is what the senile old man just did, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what's so sad is you still going to have Trump supporters supporting this guy. You know what we're going to do? Let's kick this show off by giving Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen, our first round of, you guessed it, booze, and shame, because this is a sign of more cognitive decline. This is a sign that he's just too unfit to be president. And so I got to make sure you Trump supporters understand it. Let's give him a round of booze and shame. This is the first one.
Silence.
Said booze and shame. All right. All right. Now I want to get into some of the speech that he gave yesterday in Flint, Michigan, where he's trying to, get people excited about what he's going to do for the auto industry. I can't go through all of it, all right, because it's terrible. It's just terrible to listen to Donald Trump. But I just got to get through some of the parts that I wanted to talk about. So the first one is, I believe we're talking about this electric vehicle mandate. All right. Does anyone out there believe, seriously, does anyone believe that there's an electric vehicle mandate, the one that Donald Trump is describing? Put a 1 in the chat.
End this. We are going to, for Michigan, because we want to be a little bit Michigan-centric. You used to be the capital of the world in cars. Today you're an afterthought in cars. And I don't know the head of your union. I've never met the gentleman, Sean. I've never met him. But what he's done to your union and what he's done by agreeing to allow this country to say we're going all electric, which at some point they're going to end up taking back that mandate because that mandate is insane.
Okay, I got to stop this, ladies and gentlemen, and just clear the air. There is no mandate forcing automakers to build electric vehicles. Let's say it together. There's no mandate forcing automakers to build electric vehicles. And what they're saying is we don't know if Donald Trump is lying or if he just honestly has his facts wrong. But there is no EV mandate. The Biden administration did tighten fuel economy standards, all right? And the EPA did tighten tailpipe emission rules, but there is no rule or law forcing automakers to build EVs or a certain percentage of EVs. Biden has set a goal of 50% EV sales by 2030, but that's a goal, not a mandate. So let's listen to Donald Trump continue to lie when he lies now, I don't even believe him. I just sit here and I say, listen to how the cult just sucks up everything Donald Trump said. They don't even question it. You know why? Because they think Donald Trump is Jesus.
To go all electric basically by 2030. And for him, think of this, for him to do that, just real fast, you're right now at 25% of where you used to be and heading south because the electric cars are all going to be made in China and Mexico, but they're all going to be made basically in China. We are going to bring so many auto plants into our country. You're going to be as big or bigger than you were 50 years ago because they won't be able, if they're not willing to build a plant, we don't want their product.
How is he going to do whatever he's describing? Honestly, do any Trump supporter believe Donald Trump still? Because you know what? He could say anything. We're going to make it 100. We're going to make 100% of the cars here, right here in the United States, right in your backyard. Just imagine Joe Biden saying this to you. You would be so critical of him. Wouldn't you, MAGA? You would be very critical if Kamala Harris were to say something like this. So why don't you use that same critical thinking skill that you claim you have when Donald Trump is sitting up here lying to you, wearing a diaper? This is some sick stuff you're getting yourselves into, MAGA.
Enough. That's all I wanted.
And they're clapping. Now, what I want to get into next is, Kamala Harris at this debate. We all know Kamala Harris won that debate, and it's still haunting Donald Trump to this day. And he's trying a lot of things, in my opinion, to get the momentum to get back on his side. The court cases aren't working because we're pushing those back. We're getting the court cases out of the way. Let's not have any more court cases about Trump. We'll save that till after the election. Let's just let this guy run his campaign, right? So that's where we're at. Now, it seems like what Kamala said at the debate really got under his skin when she said people get bored and they leave his rallies early. I will continue to repeat that, actually. I will continue to remind you, Trump supporters, yes, people do leave. I saw video footage of it yesterday. People leave his rallies, right? Right? You guys know y'all leave those rallies because, honestly, how long can you sit there and hear the same broken record? You got to go to the bathroom. Hey, honey, I'm going to go to the bathroom. But you know what? You should pretend like you're going to the bathroom, too. Grab the blanket. All right. Get the Trump paraphernalia and meet me in the parking lot. All right. And what we're going to do is we're going to leave early. We all see it. But you're not the only ones thinking that because there's dozens of you doing this. But listen to how Donald Trump tries to make sense out of this. I'm not lying.
And it'll happen fast. It'll happen very fast.
I think it's safe to say that Michigan is happy that you're going to be president again.
Do y'all put like a amplifier and a microphone and y'all make these artificial claps and cheers? Because I don't really think this is the real people clapping for Donald Trump. I think they're programming this. This can't be real.
And Mr. President, we don't mind that you give long answers because you actually have something to say, because you actually got something done when you were president.
Okay. So she's teeing him up. She's teeing him up to give an answer about why Kamala Harris said that people leave early. Now listen to this. And actually, this right here, I gotta let you hear it.
Very interesting, because she said, I don't think I've ever said this before.
Listen
so
to
we
this.
do these rallies, they're massive rallies. Everybody stays till the end, by the way. When she said that, well, your rallies, people leave. Honestly, nobody does. And if I saw them leaving, I'd say, and ladies and gentlemen, make America great again, and I'd get the hell out, okay? Because I don't want people leaving. But I do have to say, so I give these long, sometimes very complex sentences and paragraphs, but they all come together. I do it a lot. I do it with Raising Cane, that story. I do it with the story on the catapults on the aircraft carriers. I do it with a lot of different stories. When I mention Dr. Hannibal Lecter, I'm using that as an example of people that are coming in from Silence of the Lambs. I use it. They say, it's terrible. So they say, so I'll give this long, complex area. For instance, that I talked about a lot of different territory. The bottom line is, I said the most important thing. We're going to bring more plants into your state and this country to make automobiles. We're going to be bigger than before. But the fake news, there's a lot of them back there. For a town hall, there's a lot of people. But the fake news likes to say, oh, he was rambling. No, that's not rambling. That's genius. When you can connect the dots. You gotta. Now, Sarah, if you couldn't connect the dots, you got a problem. But every dot was connected, and many stories were told in that little paragraph. But there is something, but they say that. The other thing I say is this. We had 107,000 people show up in New Jersey. Mm-hmm. We had 68,000 people show up in Alabama.
Right.
We had 79 or 81,000 in South Carolina.
Let's do that.
And they'd never said, I'm a great speaker. And I said, am I a great speaker? They say, oh, no, he rambles. What the hell are all you people showing up for if I ramble? You don't want to show up for a rambler. So anyway, thank you.
Wow. Did you guys see what he just did? That's like calculus, I guess, and he was taking the integral and possibly, it was a triple integral almost. So I'm thinking, are Trump supporters good at math all of a sudden? Because, all of this is the area underneath the curve, and then when you put the points together, right, then if you can't put them together, then guess what? You're in a lot of trouble. Let's hear that again. This is Donald Trump explaining how his mind works. I had to go watch it 2 or 3 times, but I said, you know what? We're going to get it on the record in the kingdom. And just listen to how gullible and delusional his supporters are. They cheer him on as though they know what he's talking about, but they know Donald Trump has no clue what he's saying.
Make America great again, and I'll get the hell out, okay? Because I don't want people leaving. But I do have to say, so I give these long, sometimes very complex sentences and paragraphs. but they all come together.
They
I
all
do it a
come
lot. I do
together.
it with Raising Cane, that story. I do it with the story on the catapults on the aircraft carriers. I do it with a lot of different stories. When I mentioned Dr. Hannibal Lecter,
There you go, that part.
I'm using that as an example of people that are coming in from Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
I use it, they say, it's terrible. So they say, so I'll give this long, complex area. For instance, that I talked about a lot of different territory. The bottom line is, I said the most
Ladies and
important
gentlemen, I
thing.
can't do it.
We're going to bring more.
I can't do it with this guy. He's crazy. End of discussion. Let's give Donald Trump what he deserves, ladies and gentlemen. A round of, you guessed it, booze and shame. This guy doesn't make any sense.
Silence, you matter.
Bad signal. I see someone writing bad signal. Is there a bad signal out there, ladies and gentlemen? Is the connection not going through strong enough? Let me see. No bad signal. Okay, you gotta some people are saying no. You might have to, some people say yes. Some people saying yes, some people saying no. I don't know. It's looking good over here. You may have to close out of the app and then relaunch it. All right, we might have to do that. Sometimes that does happen. It happens on my end, maybe your end. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. All right. BS coming through loud and clear. All right, yes. Some are saying it freezes sometimes. We don't know. The TikTok gods, they are as they are. All right, so let's continue, ladies and gentlemen. I got one more part that I wanted to talk about, and then we're going to move on to our Vice President Kamala Harris and her meeting with the National Association of Black Journalists, and then we will have some conversations with anybody out there that is a Trump supporter that wants to have a conversation.
So what does ClickUp?
All right, I get it. This is it. I get it. Look up Trump's first 100 days on TikTok. Okay, I might have to. Hold on now. Let's listen to Donald Trump taking questions from members in the audience. All right, let's see if we can get this going, ladies and gentlemen. This is another example of why Donald Trump, in my opinion, is just clearly unfit to be president. All right, here we go.
They're going to dominate. You will not have a car industry left, not even a little bit of a car industry. So, and you're going to have electric cars, but you're going to have 7%.
Here we go.
The cost of food and groceries. Retired nurse. So I know the cost that goes into raising children and running a household.
Yeah.
People just can't survive now. How are you going to bring down the cost of food and groceries?
Good. Very good. Thank you. So we have to start always with energy. Always. I don't want to be boring about it, but there's no bigger subject. It covers everything. If you make donuts, if you make cars, whatever you make, energy is a big deal, and we're going to get that. It's my ambition to get your energy bill within 12 months down 50%. If I can do that, you've got a hell of a job. 50, not 15, 50. Interest rates are going to follow, and actually they're going to follow for another reason. The economy is now not good. And interest rates, you'll see they'll do the rate cut and all the political stuff tomorrow, I think. And, will he do a half a point? Will he do a quarter of a point? But the reason is because the economy is not good. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to do it.
Oh.
But we're going to get interest rates down, and we got to work with our farmers. Our farmers are being decimated right now. They're being absolutely decimated. And one of the reasons is we allow a lot of farm product into our country. We're going to have to be a little bit like other countries. We're not going to allow so much we're going to let our farmers go to work. And I don't know if you remember.
Wow.
I love the farmers because, I had many meetings as president. I had this gorgeous room with this beautiful table that seats about 35 people. And I was with the farmers. Usually everybody wants something. They all want something.
Here it goes.
But I was with the farmers, and I think you might have been there actually, Sarah. I said, look, fellas, we're going to get you such a beautiful subsidy, meaning I'm going to do things. And one of the people raises
subsidies.
Sarah, honestly, we don't want a subsidy. This is the first time this ever happened to me. Everyone they want money. They want to build windmills. We want money with these windmills. Anyway.
Ladies and gentlemen, More rambling, no real clear policy. It seems like he wants to raise the prices on foreign or imported foods, and obviously that cost is going to be passed on to you Trump supporters. When do you Trump supporters, when will y'all wake up and understand he doesn't have a clue about what he's talking about? Yes, Tara, it's a word salad. All he wants to do is avoid going to prison and take your money. That's his campaign in a nutshell. I wish they would let me sit down and talk to Donald Trump. I'd ask him the real questions, all right? But since I can't, I'll do it this way. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take care of business once again. Let's give Donald Trump once again another round of booze and shame, because all he does is lie to his cult and take their money, and they don't even care. Let's give him a round of booze and shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
I can't believe people believe him. Okay, I'll take somebody else. Let's see. Carrie, you said I'm being brainwashed, Carrie. I sent you an invite, Carrie. If you don't mind, please come on up in the box, Carrie. I would love to have an honest. Oh, this campaign is. This was a town hall in Flint, Michigan yesterday, hosted by Sarah Huckabee Sanders. All right, so if you want to go watch it, please go check it out. Tanya, I know you can't come up here, so I'm just going to ignore you. All right, so I'm inviting MAGA to get in the box and have an honest conversation with Zeus. And just as I expected, they failed to actually have the courage to get up here and get in the box. And I know why they failed, because you know what? They know who their next president is going to be. And Harris' policy is to continue to keep her foot. Silas. Miss Cam, thank you so much. Silas, come on up here, brother. Silas, come on up here, brother. That's a nasty thing for you to say to Zeus this morning. Good. I don't get it. I don't get it. Silas.
I'm here, brother. I am here, brother.
How old are you, champ?
55, sir.
All right. Well, I mean, you're older than me. I'm only 41. And so I would imagine I should look to you in terms of guidance, because you're an elder, in my opinion. You know, you're supposed to respect your elders. That's kind of how I was raised.
All right, let's go that route there. You want to go that route? Let's go that route. I like
All right.
Route.
That's fine, right? I'm a respectful person. But one thing is, I don't like it when people just get up here and start lying.
Right.
Right? All right. So now, where did you go wrong in life in terms of your support for Donald Trump? And I'm sorry that I asked it so harshly, but I just don't understand how a brother could support Donald Trump, knowing that this guy is aligned with racists.
Okay, that's an excellent question, and I'm gonna tell you where I went right with Donald Trump. When Donald Trump was in office, now I'm not a politician. I don't keep up with policies. I don't care what nobody got up there.
You're a regular American.
But this is what I do know. When Trump was in office for them 4 years, there was no wars. Gas was cheap.
Can I ask you a question?
The cost of living was cheaper. And that's what I'm looking for.
How do you define war?
Israel, Ukraine, and Russia. If Trump was in office, that would have never happened. I believe that.
But he authorized the tax, and there was military action and stuff going on. Maybe not as big, but that was going on while Trump was in office. You remember when he authorized the strike in Yemen and then the attack on General Soleimani in Iran? I mean, he was taking military action as well.
Oh yeah.
So you can't say there was none.
No,
I thought war.
There's none.
I thought there was war. I thought there was war means the president has declared war or Congress has declared war. As far as I'm concerned, that hasn't happened under the Biden-Harris administration, right?
Right. I'm not saying the United States. I'm saying other countries. The world is up in smokes because of Biden and Harris.
No. I got to push back. What about Putin going into... So what did Joe Biden have to do with Putin invading Ukraine? Explain how that works.
Being a sorry president.
Oh, that ain't how that works, bro.
Yeah,
you know that.
He's a weak president.
How's he weak? Think about what
he's weak. That's what I'm saying. I don't go, bro. I don't go with the politics everything's got to be approved for Congress and all that stuff.
But that's how you
Just like
declare
Obama.
war. So we can agree Biden has not declared war.
No, he hasn't declared war. Absolutely not.
Okay, great. So we can't go around saying Joe Biden has got us into any wars when there's no wars.
No,
We're still has any country attacked the United States?
absolutely not.
Why do you think they have it? Why do you think they have it? Because
Well,
they
we
know.
got weapons.
Because
they
they
know,
know-
they know we weapon down now.
No. Because they respect
Because of
President.
Joe Biden or Harris.
They respect Joe Biden. As a
Shit.
matter of fact, you want to know how you know they do?
How?
Remember all that talk about Putin saying he's going to get the nuclear weapons and do something? And remember how that was talked
Sure.
about? Did he do it?
No.
You know why he didn't do it?
Well, because he had to get
Because Joe Biden put all them sanctions on Russia. He's not playing with Vladimir Putin.
Say what now?
He's not playing with Putin. Putin knows it. He puts sanctions on Russia. He openly calls him a war criminal. Putin does not mince Biden does not mince his words when he is talking about these dictators out here who are terrorizing this country. You know who did? Donald Trump. He sure was over there kissing Putin's butt at Helsinki. You remember that?
Well, I remember. I also remember.
Remember the love letters to Kim Jong Un? Isn't it crazy to you that this guy? I mean, honest with you, isn't it funny to you that he can talk crazy to President Biden and Kamala Harris, but when we got to really talk to the bullies on the playground, he's quiet as a church mouse. Ain't that wild?
Well, Trump will strike when Trump wants to strike. You know, he's a time bomb. You know what I'm saying?
In what sense?
All senses.
He's unpredictable. I'll give you that. He's very fragile. All you got to do is stroke his ego, and he'll give you our classified documents. Yeah, he's a ticking time bomb in that sense.
Yeah, Trump is a better president for the United States.
Absolutely not. Absolutely.
Shut those borders down.
No.
You got the illegals.
No. You mean undocumented? You mean the undocumented immigrants? You mean people who might be undocumented? You mean the migrants? All right. Let me ask you a question.
However you want to put them.
Well, you know when people. Okay, so you work, right? You have a career, or you may have worked before, right?
Yeah. I'm disabled now.
I get it, and I understand that's stuff in itself. But we understand if you do a terrible job, you get fired. You understand that concept, correct?
Oh yeah.
Who fires the president of the United States?
Well, the people do.
Okay. Now that's your words.
Yeah, but 81 million people didn't vote for Biden. Sorry, but
okay, but
he can't even think, man. How can he?
How
can a man even try to?
Because you're ignoring the new wave of voters that came in. Because when Trump was president, the generation that was unable to vote was able to vote after he left. So that explains the influx. That's not a difficult thing to imagine. All right, they call them Gen Z, but for the sake of this conversation, I asked you, do you know how it works if you get fired? And you said, yes, I know the people fire the president. So let's understand this together. Did he get impeached twice?
Yeah.
He did. How do you say he was a great president when you know he got impeached twice? Do you know why he got impeached? Or do you remember?
It was some crap, probably.
Some what?
It was some rigged stuff, probably.
No.
From
See, that's what you're trying to be funny now.
From Stormy Daniels.
No. Thank you for the gift. Thank you so much, Metal Mama. No. You know why he got rigged? I mean, not rigged. I shouldn't have said it. You know why he got impeached the first time? Because he was withholding aid from our ally, Ukraine. You know why he was doing that? Because he wanted them to get him some dirt on Joe Biden. Wait a second. You heard you?
Yeah, I said that wrong way.
One minute that deals with your blood pressure, so that's why I want to know it.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm at the hospital.
I get it, but and hopefully the nurse.
Trump.
So did you hear what I just said?
Yeah. We got to ride with Trump, dog.
Did you hear what I just said, though, sir?
What did you say?
He got impeached for withholding aid from Ukraine because he wanted them to give him dirt on President Biden in exchange for that aid, which was not what he was supposed to do. So he got impeached for that. That means
We want to talk about crimes. We can go to Biden crimes. What about the laptop? What about the cocaine at the White House? The pistol in the car. What about the money? What about the $20 million that but the money that the Biden got right before he left Ukraine? What about that?
Silas, we can I'd be more than happy with you to discuss some of what Biden has been alleged to have done.
And Harris is an enemy to black folks.
Wait a second. Come on now, Silas.
She's an enemy to black folks.
Silas.
She don't mean no black folks no good. I bet you Trump got a black agenda. Ask her what her black agenda is. And it ain't that 2025 stuff.
A lot of people are saying that you're lost and that you're still in the cult. Is this true?
I don't care what they think. My vote's going with Trump.
Okay, so let's get back to why you're voting for Trump, and then I want to talk about the things.
The whole world is a better place with Trump.
Can we get back to the impeachment?
The whole world is a
better place
with Trump.
Silas,
Silas,
Silas, has the meds started kicking in or something? You're not hearing me?
Yeah, I hear you, baby.
Okay. Well, I ain't your baby now, but okay.
That's just a form of sheesh, my man.
Well, listen. Okay, a lot of people get a lot of wild ideas when we start talking. Like, whoo, that's wild, Silas.
Y'all got you.
Okay.
We on TikTok.
So he got impeached once for the withholding of aid. Do you know why he got impeached the second time? And I don't want to say this. I don't ask these questions because I don't think you know, but I'm trying to find out how you're processing this.
Well, I'm processing as I see the world.
Okay. Do you know why? Wait a second, Silas.
The world is up in flames, and Kamala Harris and Joe Biden is not going to stop it.
Silas, you know why he got impeached the second time?
I don't care what he got impeached for.
January 6th.
I'm asking you.
January 6th, Silas.
All these wars, these illegals, the border.
Silas, I'm going to have to mute that. I don't want to have to mute you, all right? But people want to hear what you have to say, but they can't hear what you have to say if you just keep rambling because I'm shocking you with so much truth. This is like shock therapy, Silas, honestly. Yeah. Every time I shock you, you're going to start rambling. So keep that in mind. When you find yourself just rambling.
You ain't shocking me.
I am.
No, man, brother.
Okay, so let's try this again.
The world was a better place with Trump.
Let me try this again.
Democrat bad deals across the seas. Trump takes care of all that. The oil crisis, Trump took care of all that.
Silas, we're doing it again.
Right.
So let's go back to what I asked you the second. He got impeached for January 6th. So, and you know what happened on that dark day?
Yeah, they stormed the Capitol.
Who?
There was Trump supporters.
Trump supporters stormed the Capitol on January. Well, why would they impeach Donald Trump for what his supporters did, Silas?
Well, maybe.
Why would they impeach him though?
Well, I mean, hey. The man's got faults. I don't know why he did what he did. Trump did some stupid stuff.
Okay, so we agree. Yeah. Silas. He led an insurrection. He participated in an insurrection against the United States government. That's why he got impeached. So when you get up here and you make the claim life was better under Trump, I'm trying to figure out, well, are we talking about the same person? Impeached twice, led an insurrection. Do we need to talk about how he lied about the pandemic? Do you want to go there?
Talk about what? I couldn't hear you.
How he lied about the pandemic. You want to go there?
Oh yeah, he done some stupid stuff. He made some mistakes. I ain't knocking that. But that don't still take away the fact, brother, that the world was a better place under Trump.
That doesn't connect. That doesn't compute, Silas. That's like you basically saying suffering is good. I can't do that with you this morning.
No.
You're sitting in the hospital right now, right?
Yeah.
Is your nurse around?
Yeah.
Could you ask the nurse what was life like during the pandemic? Could you ask the nurse that if you don't mind?
Oh, it was terrible.
No, according to you, it was good.
No, we were in a pandemic.
But you're saying life was better under Trump.
Life was better under Trump.
But that was during the
whole
pandemic.
world. I mean, we're not talking about we talking about a pandemic.
Okay. So Silas, this is where Silas, this is where I have to ask you once again. Do you understand that you're not making any sense right now? You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't say I know Trump was impeached twice. I know he led an insurrection against the United States government. The economy was tore up. Unemployment was through the roof. Americans were dying. Americans were dying. This is getting
no. Under Trump, the black and Hispanic unemployment
it's lower under Joe Biden.
Lowest ever.
No, it's got lower under Joe Biden. Go look it up, Silas.
Man, come on. Now you're gonna say Obama had something to do with it now. No,
Silas, you wanna put a little money on it?
Yeah.
Okay. Historic low unemployment under Joe Biden. You should go look it up.
Man, it must have rolled off from Trump.
Okay,
Joe Biden ain't did nothing. All the jobs that come back from Joe Biden was COVID.
Silas, now you brought up something about Kamala Harris locking up black people because we don't got on morning.
Hey, bro. I'm at the hospital. I got the nurses in here. I'm sorry, but I gotta go.
All right.
I don't know if y'all can see what I got.
No. I'll take you at your word, but I hope you've learned something this morning, Silas.
Yeah, I learned
do
something.
better.
You definitely have.
Please do better.
The policies and all that stuff together.
But please,
I don't look at all that stuff.
I know, but Silas, before you go, this is what I'm going to ask you. Start looking at those policies before you get on TikTok and start lying, all right? And I'm going to go ahead and send you straight to hell. I got to send you straight to hell, Silas, because that MAGA demon has done a number on you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do. Silas is possessed with the MAGA demon. Facts do not matter to him. Policy doesn't matter to him. All he wants to do is sniff Donald Trump's dirty diaper. All right? So, Silas, I think you're a great person, but when you're possessed with the MAGA demon, unfortunately, you're not such a great person. So we're going to have to toss Silas into the lake of fire, right? Let's go ahead and get it warmed up. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Silas what he deserves. A round of booze and shame. Hi, Silas. Silas, do better. Do better. You got a lot of real work to do. And I hope the nurse is listening to this live. Turn it up for the nurse. Tell her Zeus said, make sure she gives Silas the extra special treatment today. Hopefully it actually gets to his mind. Because it's one thing for you to be not so good, but it's another thing for your mind to be not so good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do. We got to move on. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. What I want to do is make sure we connect. Silas is Uncle Ruckus. East Texas, I've already cast the demon out of you. You need to do the work. All right? I want to talk to people who are willing to put their hands on the plow and start doing the real work to get out of that cult. All right? All right, so put a 1 in the chat if you want to talk to Zeus. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to talk to Big Zeus. All right, yeah, Wild Man. All right, listen, Wild Man, I haven't heard from you in a while. Oh, look at that, I'm that guy. Oh, Cali Baby, come on up here. You're a Trump supporter?
No, I'm a Zeus supporter.
Oh, well, listen, hello. How are you doing? What do you got to say real quick? Huh?
I said I'm great. How are you?
I'm all right. Just, tending to the affairs in the kingdom as usual. she's not lost. She said she's on the side of truth. I get it.
Yeah, I just want to say I love what you're doing. I respect it. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I do the same thing. You know, my motto is facts over feelings, right?
Thank you.
A lot of these Trumpers just have a lot of feelings, right? But we got to give them the knowledge that they need. And what I've learned is that they don't like to look stuff up. They do not like facts, and that is a problem.
Ain't that something? What about that guy? You heard Silas, the brother Silas up here? You heard what he said?
I did.
What any words of advice or words of encouragement for a brother like him?
My words of advice to anybody like him is, first of all, before you come on a TikTok panel, know your facts, look into things because, like I said, a lot of stuff being spewed is misinformation. We do have lower numbers under Biden, a 50-year record low, and I think they're uninformed about that. So what I like to do is I like to educate them, right? Provide them the resources.
Turn off Fox. Yep.
Yeah, to go and look at this information. And they should know, I'm going to say it, Fox is Fox Entertainment, okay? Not Fox News. It's entertainment because they spread so much misinformation. And Gregory, if your life was better under Donald Trump, I implore you to go look in some of the policies that we're still under Donald Trump, okay? And tell me how your life is better when we're still under his policies, or was better and somehow magically is not better. But Zeus, I appreciate what you're doing. I love it. Keep on going. And I just have I have a question for you.
Go for it, please.
So I'm trying to get the sound effects, right? How do you customize your sound effects?
Well, listen, if I showed you how I was cooking over here now, Callie, baby, I have to take you out of business, all right? We'll talk later. How about that? We will talk later.
Right, keep doing what you're doing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give Callie, baby, a round of applause. You're totally welcome. All right.
B.B. Harris for president.
Let's go. All righty then, ladies and gentlemen, that is Callie baby. All right. So as you can see, we got more and more Trump supporters out here. Sean, are you a Trump supporter? I don't think you are. All right, put a 1 in the chat if you are a Trump supporter and you believe Donald Trump is the best thing since sliced bread. All right, because we were having an interesting conversation about our new president, Kamala Harris. Yesterday, she was at a National Association of Black Journalists laying down the truth
for younger working people. And I recognize that. So my approach is a new approach, which is to say, let's just take this and deal with it head on. And part of my approach is to say, I'm going to employ and engage the private sector, in particular home builders with tax credits.
She's talking about her opportunity economy, all right? This is a woman who really has a plan to deliver and help everyday Americans, all right?
To give them the incentive to create new housing, 3 million by the end of my first term, and understanding that not everybody is, handed a silver spoon.
Like Trump
works hard and is trying to save up for a down payment. Part of my plan under my opportunity economy is to give first-time home buyers a $25,000 down payment assistance so they can just get their foot in the door to be able to then engage in what will prove to be their opportunity to build intergenerational wealth. And here's my personal experience coming at that. I grew up a middle-class kid. My mother was hardworking. She raised me and my sister Maya. She saved up, and it was only by the time I was a teenager that she could afford to actually buy her first home. And I identify with, I know where I come from.
Madam Vice President.
And I know, but I'm just going to finish. I know that so many people work so hard and should have the opportunity to just get their foot in the door.
Amen.
Again, so it's not just about getting by, but getting ahead. Please.
I'd like to ask you more about the opportunity economy. Housing is a part of it, as well as expanding the earned income tax credit, financial support, as you mentioned, for first-time buyers, and a $50,000 tax deduction for startups and small businesses. But I want to talk to you about the squeeze that millions of Americans are also dealing with that impacts their ability to work and make money, and that is child care and elder care. And it's a squeeze for millions of people. in some parts of the country, it costs more for childcare than for rents. I think Bloomberg recently reported an average of $33,000 a year.
So we all remember Trump's response about child care. Listen to how a real president answers.
So I'm just wondering, you mentioned that in your opportunity economy, a child tax credit, but that's just one part of an ecosystem.
Right.
Please tell us, what plans will you propose to guarantee that families can actually afford child care and elder care?
So to your point, it is sadly the state of
Thank
affairs.
you, Tara, for the subscription. Let's go. Who is this? Sean.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm all right. What brings you to the show? You said you had something very important to say to Zeus.
Yes, I'm from Canada, and we are petrified of Trump getting in as president. What
Really?
he did for the 4 years that he did, it made us suffer just as bad as what some of you guys suffered.
Really?
So-
You don't say. A lot of people are saying he did great for Canada. They're saying no other president has done great things for Canada than Donald Trump. You're saying you don't buy it.
I don't buy it at all because Canadian people are more Americanized. Your TV, basically.
I can see that.
Everything else, like we are more. I know more about American politics than I do about Canadian, and I'm Canadian.
Really?
So because of just news media, everything else, and I'm a Trump hater.
Welcome to the family. I'm a Trump hater too.
I watch your show almost every day.
Thank you.
It's a scary thing because. Like he wants to, he says that he's going to ban our prime minister from coming to the United States.
Wow.
Because he's not happy of the way that Trudeau is acting towards his people. Like, just talk like that.
Wow.
But people
Do
I
you
talk
think
to here.
so? You're saying Trump's rhetoric is an issue to you in Canada?
It is, yes, because it's all it's North America, right? We're
Yeah.
so close. You're our allies, just like we are your allies. And the thing is that like if something happens, is basically we have you guys and you have us. And the thing is, again, repeating myself, we are very Americanized here. It's between fashion, everything else, like. But then politics come around, and I think we listen to more American politics than we do our Canadian politics.
Wow.
So I just wanted to put my piece in here and say that I'm a Trump hater, and I watch your show, and you keep it going.
All right.
Keep it going.
All right then, Sean. All right, brother. Well, listen, I appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to get in here and get that on the record all the way from Canada. I really do appreciate you, all right? You're actually more patriotic than these Trump supporters in a sense, right?
Yeah, I'm telling you. I agree. I don't get it, but...
Yeah, all right. Well,
you have yourself a good day.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Sean a round of applause. You're welcome. Greg, you seem to have a lot to say. All right, Greg. All right, let's get Sean. I mean, this is what we're saying, ladies and gentlemen. There are a lot of people all over the world that are more patriotic than you Trump supporters. Again, you hear on the news, they keep saying, oh, it's the Democrats, causing this and that. The violent rhetoric started with Donald Trump. Chris, are you a Trump supporter? Wait a second. I know who Chris is. I talked to another Chris the other day. Is this the same Chris? All right, the violent rhetoric, it started with Donald Trump. We all saw what happened on January 6th, where he asked his Trump, put me on. Are you a Trump supporter, Chris? You said yes or no. I can't even invite you. You don't even have enough to get in the box. He led an insurrection, a mob of his supporters, some of them white supremacists, and they attacked the United States government, all right, because of Donald Trump's big lie. Am I lying? No, I'm not. You heard it with his own words.
Who?
You heard it with his own words.
Now it is up to Congress to confront this egregious assault on our democracy. And after this, we're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. We're going to walk down. We're going to walk down anyone you want, but I think right here we're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women And we're probably not going to be cheering so much
Who was he
for
saying that to?
some of them. Because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength and you have to be strong.
Who was he talking to? Calvin? Calvin, I just sent you an invite. Apparently, you're too afraid to get in the box and tell the truth, Calvin. So I guess we're going to have to do with you what we've done with the previous Trump supporters. Let's see. We got another guest. Hog Boss, good morning, brother. How are you?
What's going on, brother? How you doing this morning?
I'm all right. Just another day in the kingdom. What brings you here, my good friend?
One, the rhetoric that they're spewing right now with the hell's his name, J.D. Vance and Trump, and they teaming up to make Haitians look bad, and us as people of color, man, we already got enough bullshit on our plate.
Well, keep it clean. We keep it clean.
Oh, sorry.
No, you got enough. You're saying their rhetoric.
Yeah, it's gonna harm us because they're not, the racist white people. They're not gonna sit there and say, "Hey, before I attack you, are you black or American black or are you Haitian?" You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna attack us regardless. And then I just seen something recently where I guess a citizen in San Francisco, California, was talking about bringing back public lynchings.
What?
Yeah, and it's this rhetoric that's coming out, man, and there's a lot of hatred coming from the right. I'm starting to believe that this country's not safe for us black and brown people out here.
Wow.
So wow. You know how I do, Zeus. I mess with you. You know what I mean? You my dog. I mess with you. So. Yeah,
but it's sad that these supporters, Amy Hog Boss, he's not lying. Why do y'all, whenever y'all hear truth, y'all freak out and y'all panic? He's explaining to you how Donald Trump's lies are having a direct impact on the safety of Americans. And Hog Boss, this involves children as well, right? Children are actually being the subject of this terror.
Yeah, they threatened boom booms for the schooling up there in Ohio. And that's not right, man. I mean, I thought it got to the point where we were somewhat safer, but nah, it seemed like it was just hidden for this long. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but a lot of people said they felt safer under Trump.
Nah. That's why I stopped, because, I voted for him in 2016, and he would never get a vote for me again. I didn't vote for him in 2020. I won't vote for him this time. I'm voting for Kamala.
Thank you, brother.
Republicans would never get another vote from me. They are showing their racism. Laura Loomer sat there and said if Kamala got in the White House, that it would smell like curry. These Republicans, they're actually showing their racism, man. I didn't think they were racist, man, but I started seeing them, man.
Wow. And you've spent a lot of time with them compared to Zeus. I mean, I know of a few, but when they start doing that, I'm like, you know what? There's nothing to debate. Line in the sand drawn. And you're saying, from your observation of hanging out with them recently, you've had to also come to the conclusion they're racist.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Why would a person of color get in my box? I don't know if you saw that brother that got up here and say they felt safer under Trump, knowing that they're siding with white supremacists. Why would a person of color do such a thing? You got any ideas? I can't figure it out.
You ever seen that movie Life?
Yes.
Tell them about the gun line, boss.
Touche, my brother. Touche. Now listen up. I gotta move it on. This is your new account?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, listen. All right. We're going to try to help show you some love. Ladies and gentlemen, please give Hog Boss a nice friendly follow. All right. You're still hosting lives, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, listen, my brother, ladies and gentlemen, give my good friend Hog Boss a live follow. Go check out his lives. All right. He's cooking, and I am too. All right. Now, thank you, brother. All right. I got to move it on.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Hog Boss a round of applause. All right. So it never ceases to amaze me what people in the cult say, and then what it feels like hearing someone that's not in the cult say something that just makes perfect sense. Thank you, Hog Boss. Put a 1 in the chat if you still believe Donald Trump is the best thing since sliced bread. All right, put a 1 in the chat. I want to talk to a MAGA possessed person. You know, I tend to get more interesting conversations when I talk to, and I hate to say this, there's a difference between talking to a MAGA man and then a MAGA woman. Isn't there a difference, right? It does like this when you're talking to I think, and I'm going to just go out on a limb. I think most MAGA women, they just say they're supporting Trump so that their men will take care of them. But I think when they go into that booth and vote, they're going to be voting for Kamala Harris. Am I right? So put a 1. There is a difference, right? Put a 1 in the chat if you are a MAGA woman. All right. Hey now. All right. Or actually anybody. I want to talk to a Trump supporter real quickly. I don't got much time this morning. Sean, I don't think you're a Trump supporter, woman. I don't think you are. You can't be. Sometimes they put 1 in the chat because they want to get in the box and talk. I get it. But I don't think they're a Trump supporter. I try to look at their profile pictures and say, okay, is this MAGA or is this not MAGA? Snuggles, I see you, but I don't want to really talk right now just yet, all right? Because let's just face it, Snuggles, you owe me a steak, all right? I don't have, and I'm definitely voting for Trump. Oh, how you pronounce your name? Brox? How do you pronounce that? Come on in the box real quick. The American people would love to hear from you. Come on up here. We can have a nice conversation. Put a little meat on that bone. I'm a Democrat for Trump. Nope, that doesn't make sense. Come on up here, please. I sent you an invite. You said, let me read your profile. Let me read it. It says, Cajun from Louisiana. Proud cat mom. Mickey Midnight Boy Mom. I don't know what to make of that. But listen, they don't want to get in the box. Going once, going twice. I will. You know what, Rick? Take care of them. Put them in. Okay. That Gen X Patriot. Could you please get into the box? Zeus and family would like to have this conversation with you if you don't mind. All right, let's see. We have a brave soul. That Gen X Patriot. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I just woke up. But
Oh, what part of the country are you in?
Texas.
Texas. All right. Shout out to Texas. All right. Well, listen, I know a few people from Texas that are voting for Kamala Harris, and it's interesting that you're voting for Donald Trump. This is going to be your second time voting?
Would be third.
Oh, so 2016 you voted for Trump.
Oh yeah.
2020 you voted for Trump.
Yep.
And I'm assuming this time you're going to be voting for Donald Trump. And that just, to me, I don't get it. What's the attraction?
Well, first of all, I'm from California, and I had to get out of there.
Why? And don't blame Gavin Newsom. And please don't.
He wasn't even the governor yet. It was. No. Yeah.
Who was it? Brown? Schwarzenegger?
Brown.
Oh, okay. Okay. So why did you leave the beautiful state of California?
Well, my husband is a veteran. He got out of the Navy, and he went to school, got a degree.
Okay.
And couldn't even get a job there.
In what industry?
Tech.
Tech?
Yep.
Okay, so he went to Texas, and now he's surviving pretty good. He's thriving?
Yep.
Okay. All right. I just don't know why people do what they do. All right. So what's the attraction to Donald Trump? Because I'm assuming your husband is a Trump supporter.
He's not as much as I am, actually.
But he's voting for Trump.
He doesn't vote. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Did he explain why he doesn't vote?
No.
Okay. So why I'm asking you what the attraction is because I would imagine you're an informed voter.
Yep.
You know all the dirty things Donald Trump has done and continues to do.
Well, who doesn't do these things? I mean, honestly, you either get away with it or you don't, or people either focus on it or they don't, and I don't care about that.
But you understand how that looks. I would imagine you're also a woman of faith.
Nope.
You don't believe in Jesus at all.
No, I don't.
Okay. So morals don't matter. Integrity doesn't matter to you.
I mean, I'm not marrying the guy. He's the president.
Right, but don't you trust the president to make decisions in the interest of the United States? That's kind of what we need up there. Someone that has
He does, but like, think about it this way: is he acting for the United States, or is he acting in his personal capacity to do the things you don't like that he did in his personal life?
Which one do you think it is?
He acts for the United States, and he's proven that. Oh, yes, he does. You can go look at during his term, everything that he did. It is all listed on the internet. You can go look at it.
Okay, but why did he? So I don't know if you heard the conversation I had with the previous guy, who's a Trump supporter too. But what ends up happening is I ask questions and then I get your opinion about it. And hopefully you don't go into shock and start, rambling and saying things about Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. All right. But
I'm here to talk about them. You're talking
great.
about Trump.
Okay. So did he get impeached twice? Did Trump get impeached twice?
Yeah, but where did that go?
Why did he get impeached? Because your argument was he does things in the best interest of the United States.
Right.
But why was he impeached the first time?
If you want to talk about the Ukraine phone call, that was in the interest of the United States. Because why are we giving Ukraine money if they're corrupt?
That ain't what he was doing. Why did he? What was the reason that he was impeached that involved that situation? What was he trying to get?
I don't know why you're talking about the impeachments, because that didn't even go anywhere.
Well, one could argue that he was looking out for self, not the country in that instance, and that's why he got impeached.
How is he looking out for himself
because he was trying to get them to give him dirt on Joe Biden. He was withholding aid.
Biden publicly came out and exposed that what he was doing to Ukraine, threatening them if they didn't fire the prosecutor, and that was all out on video. That's why Trump did that.
But here's the thing. Let's just say what you're suggesting is true. You still got to do your job, which is give them the aid. That's a separate issue. But when you're only thinking about yourself, you don't care because all you're trying to do is win an election. Why did he get impeached the second time?
He didn't need that to win the election, though.
Well, he believed he needed to do it. Otherwise, you can't explain why he did it.
You know what he focused a lot of time on is not wasting our money, sending it to, look what he did with NATO. He said, hey, your fair share or we're out. You got to, he focused almost his entire term on stopping our money from being wasted.
Is this the same guy that was overcharging Secret Service to stay at his properties, basically making us pay?
What do you
extra
mean overcharging?
Yeah. When the Secret Service stayed at his properties, he gave them a huge invoice that made them put them on the hook for a lot of money for simply staying at his properties. And guess who ended up footing the bill? Us taxpayers. You really think he cares? It sounds to me like he's just lining his pockets.
You're comparing pennies to like billions of dollars here. Come on. Give me a break. That's ridiculous.
So it's okay for him to rip off the U.S. government because it's not that much money to you.
How many times has Joe Biden gone on vacation?
I caught you.
You don't complain about that. You're being very selective, and you don't want to point out the hypocrisy of all of it. And I don't give a damn about Joe Biden's vacations either. I'm pointing out the hypocrisy. I don't want to hear about that stupid shit. I'm talking.
Wait. Now we don't curse.
No.
We don't curse over here.
Government waste to foreign countries and how we are taken advantage of. Okay. I'm sick and tired. We send billions of dollars to countries who want to kill us.
No.
Why?
Ma'am. So let's get back to it, all right? I know what I'm doing is hurting you, and it's
not hurting me. It's hurting everybody. Because listen, if you don't understand why you're taxed so high and you're struggling all the time, it's because they want to take your money and throw it in a fire pit. That's what they're doing. They're wasting our money.
Who are they?
The government.
The same government Trump wants to be the president of.
Yes, sir.
Think about that. Think about that, though.
That's why I want him in there, because when he was president, he stopped a lot of that stuff. He stopped a lot of it.
Think about this. I'm going to ask you to, okay, so let's get back to the second impeachment. Why did he get impeached a second time?
Why are you focused on? I ask again. Why the impeachments? Because anybody can be impeached.
Well, they didn't impeach President Biden for all those things you were saying he did.
Ask why. That's your question right there.
I'll give you the answer, but let's go. I'll say this. Maybe they didn't have the dirt and they made it up.
You know what they said? You know what they said about Biden? He's just an old man with a bad memory.
That's not what they said.
That's what they said.
No.
Documents case, you know what they said? You know what they said? Oh, he's just too stupid. So
Okay. So Patriot, Gen X. I don't want to call you Patriot just yet. All right, I gotta explain to you what I see happening. This is our first time meeting, correct?
Yes.
It seems to me you're still clearly in the cult. So my question is, what can I do to help you get out today?
Not a cult.
No, can I explain why I'm saying it?
We have a serious problem in our government, and every single politician has a bias.
No.
Yes, we do.
Gen
our
X.
Government is fine. There's no problem.
The reason that I'm saying it is because your argument at the very beginning was you believe Donald Trump had the interest of the United States government in mind. All right, especially while he was president. So the first impeachment, it was clear he didn't have the interest of the United States government. It was his. The second impeachment, you and I know what that was like, right? That was for January 6th. And we know what he did, right? He lied to you.
I know what he did.
He lied to you.
What he said.
He lied to you, though.
When you tell someone peacefully and patriotically make your way here and there, whatever, didn't matter where he was saying, didn't matter where he was at the moment, they go crazy and do something. How is that on him?
Okay. When I said he lied to you, you know where the first lie was? When he said the only way that he would lose is if it was rigged. I didn't believe that, and 84 million Americans didn't believe it. But there were around 71 million or so of you that believed that.
Okay, what does that have to do with violence?
So what happens when you convince folks like yourself that they lost an election because they were robbed? That brings up anger. I would be very angry if I felt someone stole my vote. You know what I mean? I would have no trust in the United States government after that. I'd say, oh, so they just think we're a bunch of fools. And then what he did was, because in your world, he's a successful businessman. He decided to capitalize on that anger. He asked you all to send him your money and to meet him at an event called Stop the Steal on January 6th.
Hold on one second. I have to come in here real quick.
Where are you going?
In your mind, think about this for 1 minute, okay? In your mind, what do you think he was trying to accomplish? What was the end goal? Did you really think that he thought that we were going to just take over the whole government with a bunch of people at the Capitol? You think our country is so weak and fragile that that's what would happen?
Well, I'll ask you in this way. I don't think that was the only thing he had in mind, right? Yeah, that attack, that was only a part of how he says you do this little thing and you weave it all together and then you connect all the dots at once and then it makes sense? You know how he does that trick, the weave?
So his plan was to have National Guard troops there that was denied by Pelosi, and we can get into that later if you want to. But he wanted protection at the Capitol because he knew this was going to get rowdy. But somehow that was in his master plan too.
What about Rudy? You remember Rudy Giuliani? John Eastman, Mark Meadows, Jenna Ellis.
Are we talking about Trump or are we talking about them?
No, we're still talking about Trump. But you remember there was also this scheme in motion. And I guess Mike Pence at one point was supposed to be a part of it. You remember how Mike Pence said on that day, Donald Trump asked him to place him above the United States Constitution? Remember that? I'm not lying to you.
I just find it hilarious that so many people think that our country is so fucking fragile.
Wait. Can I just, if you don't mind, could you entertain me with this and just kind of hear me out with this point?
Irrespective of the indictment, I want the American people to know that I had no right to overturn the election.
This is Mike Pence.
And that on that day, President Trump asked me to put him over the Constitution. But I chose the Constitution, and I always will. Anyone who puts themselves over the Constitution should never be President of the United States. And anyone who asks someone else to put themselves over the Constitution should never be President of the United States again. And what the President maintained that day, and frankly has said over and over again over the last 2.5 years, is completely false. I dismissed it out of hand, but sadly the President was surrounded by a group of crackpot lawyers that kept telling him what his itching ears wanted to hear. And I had hoped that on this matter of January 6th that it wouldn't come to this, because I do believe that this is going to further ignite the divide in the country. It'll be up to the government now to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that this actually represented criminal activity. But what I want the American people to know is that I know in my heart of hearts that I did my duty under the Constitution that day.
All right. So.
Okay, the first thing you said before you played that was Trump asked him. No, he didn't directly ask him by saying that. Trump is assuming, or Pence is assuming that that's what Trump was doing. That was his interpretation of it. Trump didn't go to him and say, I want to put me over the Constitution. You think he said that? That's dumb. He didn't say that.
But can we?
Now, second of all, it wasn't overturning an election. We had problems in states that changed their laws illegally.
Ma'am, look at all these people putting OMG in the chat.
Because I don't
Could you put OMG in the chat if her answer and her response is blowing your mind? Put OMG, please, because I'm really trying to help you.
Listen before you start going off and, prove me right and get the chat going. Listen, the states asked for their delegates to be sent back, and Pence, all he had to do.
Over 100. Oh, we're almost at 100 OMGs.
That is not an overturning of an election.
Okay, so Gen X, I'm trying my hardest to get you out of this cult.
It's not a cult.
And you can't keep if I were to ask you,
address what I said about the states asking for their delegates.
I'll say this: do you think you know more, or Mike Pence knew more? Which of the two? If we had to go to Vegas and bet, and you had to bet all you had in terms of who knew more about what happened on January 6th, the vice president or Gen X, who would you say?
What is that? Listen, it has nothing to do with what Mike Pence knows. It has to do with what actually happened. Okay?
But who would be able to tell us what happened? You or Mike Pence?
The evidence and the facts of what happened.
Mike Pence
asked for their delegates back. All Mike Pence had, it wasn't an overturning an election. It wasn't even a certified election yet.
People would like you to answer the question. That's all.
It was not a certified election yet.
But who would know more, you or Pence? People
what does that have to do with it?
Because people want to know if you can at least be honest with them.
Pence was asked to do something that we don't have to normally do, that he would have gotten a lot of flack for, and he didn't want to do it. And he got out of it by being a weasel and a coward, and that's why everybody hates him. Okay, I'm telling you that now. That's why people don't like him.
So you're not going to answer the question. I'll answer. Let me answer. Can I answer it then? I believe Mike Pence knows more than you.
Okay, but what does that have to do with what he was asked to do?
Well, in the courtroom, he has credibility.
Okay.
And Donald Trump's been indicted for the election interference in January 6th, and Mike Pence is a witness.
You're going to start getting in all to these.
Again, the only Gen X, the only reason I brought that up is to give you another example that Donald Trump isn't placing the American people above himself. He's always placing himself.
Like I said,
placing himself above the Constitution. That's not putting the American people first. That's
his record and his accomplishments while he was in office and everything he did. was for this country. It wasn't for himself. You know how much money that man has lost? He's been shot at twice. Taken through courts for silly things like his property value. No. You're not going to do this. You're not going to do this. This is what you all do also. You go through, oh, look what this happened to him, and they did this to him because you think all of that is legit? Really? They hate this man. They have hated this man since he announced he was running for president the first time.
Why do you think so?
Because he is not them.
Oh, you don't think that perhaps this is self-inflicted? Like, for instance,
Self-inflicted.
I'll give you a good example. All right, I'll give you a great example. This hush money case that involved him falsifying business records, right? 11 checks, 11 invoices, and 13 journal entries. His CFO's in prison. Went there twice. Michael Cohen
Michael Cohen.
Has
to do with what he did for this country.
Can I explain it?
No, you're tangling up his personal life with all this other stuff, and that was the whole point I made at the beginning. I don't care about that.
Wait, but I just want to ask you one thing, right? You said they're after him.
Yep.
And so my concern is when we look at that case, who told him to go to Tahoe, which is out here in the lovely state of California, by the way, and desecrate it by cheating on his wife with Stormy? Who told him to do that? Was that a decision?
His personal life. You're going back into his personal life.
Got it. Okay. So now he's running to be president 2016, and this Access Hollywood tape comes out. You remember that tape when he said, when you're a celebrity? You remember that?
Again, you're going into, and that wasn't even during his presidency.
It was 2016.
On that.
It was during the 2016 campaign. Now, the Access Hollywood tape came out. The Christian community that was supporting him said, "Sir, this is really bad. We got problems."
I don't care about that.
So in it,
about him putting the country first. What does that have to do with the country?
I'm trying to help you connect.
You're not helping anyone because you're just going back to things because you want to make a point on it.
So let me ask it this way: Does it hurt you to know he's a convicted felon?
A convicted felon? He's not a convicted felon.
He's been convicted.
Oh, he hasn't. He hasn't been sentenced yet. He's not a convicted.
I didn't ask you if he's been sentenced.
You
I
don't
just said
understand. He's not a convicted felon yet. You just like using that term. He has not been sentenced. He is not a convicted felon yet. By law, he is not. And you all keep saying it because it sounds so good. Stay back on Earth with me here, just for a second, okay? Yes. Yeah, you look shocked, but listen.
You said you're on Earth.
You told me to explain why I like Trump, and I said he puts the country first, and his policies do this and this and that, and you keep bringing up his personal stuff that has nothing to do with it.
But
why?
Because when you start that thing, and I don't want to call it lying, but it's coming across as either you're lying or you got your facts wrong.
What am I lying about?
His conviction.
He's not convicted yet.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, sir. He is not a convicted felon yet.
Hold on. I wanted to see
He's not. He can own a gun. He can do everything you can do.
Do you have your computer next to you? Because I need you to at least listen
to me. You wanted to have this conversation about Trump and if he's first.
Gen X. I'll just say this, Gen X. I need you to acknowledge, even if you don't agree with me at all, the one thing I think you should walk away today learning is Trump is convicted.
He's not.
What do you think 34 guilty means? 34 guilty convictions mean? What does that mean to you? He was found guilty.
Yeah, but he's not convicted yet. He's not a
No, he hasn't been sentenced. The sentencing comes after the conviction. Say it with me. Sentencing comes after conviction. It's two separate things.
No.
So what is he then to you? Where do you call someone that's been found guilty of 34 felonies but hasn't been sentenced? What would you?
Here you go with this 34. You know what? That's all the same felony 34 times. You know that, right?
I'm glad you said felony. So where is he at? He's in limbo somewhere?
What do you mean?
If he's not convicted, but he's been found guilty,
He is not a felon.
where is he at in this? Where is he? What do you call a person?
Yourself.
Where do
He's
you
not
what?
a convicted felon?
So Jen, I think this is the point where we tap out and say, you know what, Zeus, you caught me. I've been lying and I tried my best to dance for Trump, but you're right. Let's just say it. He's convicted. He's guilty.
You still have not shown me that what he did as president was for his selfish reasons.
If you say he's guilty, you'll be on the same side as me because
Tell me what he did
the
as
guilt,
president that
the
was
guilt,
for his own reasons.
the guilt. Listen to me, if you don't mind. The guilty is because
goalposts and put up straw man arguments left and right and twisted back into Trump's personal life. You asked me specific questions and I gave you answers. And you could not help yourself but go, but he's a convicted felon and he had a mistress. Come on. I don't care about that.
No.
People don't care about that. We care about this country and what he did for us.
Okay.
That's what we care about.
So let me just put a pin in the conviction and let me help you understand why I say it's an example of him putting himself first.
You know what that conviction is, by the way? It was a bookkeeping error that he didn't make himself, that they turned from a misdemeanor into a felony, and they basically what they did was they took something that had run out statute of limitations and they made it relevant again so they could run it on him. And
okay, Jen.
The whole point of them doing what they did is so you all can sit there and go, he's a felony. He's a felony.
Gen X.
Felonies.
Gen X.
They lifted this stuff out of the possible realm of reality just to get him.
Are you still on Earth?
Yeah, which
okay.
you obviously are not, because how do you not understand that?
Okay, so what's
It's a
the
mystery.
let's just agree to disagree. But for the sake of this
Am I wrong? Was that originally a misdemeanor charge that they turned into? Yes, it is. You can look it up right now.
No. It's a lot of.
The same thing.
He falsified those business records in furtherance of another crime. So what was the other? What was the predicate? Well,
You say he falsified those records, did he?
Who got convicted?
Who was his bookkeeper?
Wait. Who got convicted?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe you should start asking yourself some questions.
Okay, so Gen X, we gotta move on. All right, but we're gonna agree to disagree. And just to get it on the record, he is guilty, and he has been found guilty of 34 felonies. Whether you want to call it convictions or not, sentencing or not, that's on the book. A jury looked at the evidence. All right, 21 witnesses. There was video evidence and stuff like that, checks, copies, and everything. Guilty. Whether you like it or not, that's just what it is.
It's going to be funny when the end of it comes out and they can't do anything to him. Like every other case they've had against him, drop this, drop that.
Okay, so the next thing, and then again,
they're using the law as a weapon against him, and they're twisting things around. Ask yourself why they do this to him.
It's self-inflicted.
No, ask yourself.
Okay. How about this one? The classified documents. Who told him to take those?
He had every right to take them.
Wow.
He was the president.
This is how you end up.
Obama doesn't have them.
He doesn't.
They all have them.
Okay, listen.
You know what Bill Clinton had in his sock drawer? It's not out of the norm, and they try to make it a crazy thing because Trump had them.
Okay,
the Secret Service was there at his Mar-a-Lago with all these documents. It's not like he was like, selling them off to Russia. He wasn't doing anything.
Do you remember when you first got in the box and I explained to you how this process works that I do to help people like you get out of the cult? I said,
You're saying I'm in a cult, but you're denying the fact that they took a misdemeanor and turned it into a felony.
I've moved on that. We're going to agree.
Want to talk about that?
We're going to agree to disagree on that one. We're going to agree to disagree on that one.
I don't even want to hear that.
But because I don't
Because
want,
it
I don't.
shows exactly why they're doing this.
No. It shows this. It shows you're in a cult and you really got it
How am
bad.
I in a cult for knowing the truth about what
You
they
don't. You don't know the truth.
Am I
You won't
wrong?
admit Trump got impeached
Am
twice.
I wrong that it was a
Yes.
misdemeanor, that they turned it into a felony, and
Yes.
they brought back from statute of no? Everybody Google this right now because this dude is full of it.
So if you ask me, are you wrong? And then I say yes, and then you tell me I'm wrong. How does that
So,
work?
you know what? You can believe what you want, but I'm telling everybody in your chat, go look at this right now. It was a misdemeanor, and they turned it into a
Where
felony.
should they go look for it?
Google it. You can go Google
No,
it right now.
what can you cite the website?
And I see a lot of people in the chat. You say we're in a cult. You guys don't even want to look at it. You don't even want to look.
Gen X,
You
this
want
to
to run around
Gen X,
going,
Gen
Trump
X,
is a felon. Trump
Gen
is
X,
a felon.
Gen X. Today is your day to
I'm
walk
telling
free.
everybody.
Today is your day to walk
You're
free.
not doing your little mind trip on me. I'm not going to be like you guys where I don't even look things up.
So you think you want to? I don't want to do this, but I think I gotta warm up the lake of fire.
Okay,
I'm gonna have to toss you in there.
cool. Whatever.
I don't want to do it though.
You,
But
you
but
still haven't shown me that what he did as president was the benefit for himself.
I gave you multiple examples, even the classified documents. Even the classified documents. I asked
You're
you.
saying that he ran for president just to get classified documents.
No, that's not what I
so
said.
He could take them back to Mar-a-Lago.
No.
Come on.
No, I'm asking you
How was that
why.
himself?
I'm asking you why did he illegally retain those documents?
He didn't illegally.
Why did he obstruct justice?
You're not going.
Why did he do that? And you can't
out of that case.
and you can't say he did that in the interest
Hold
of
on.
the United
I'm making
States
a
government.
concession for you right now because I'm telling you right now that what he did was not illegal. He had every right to have those documents. He had every right to declassify anything that he wanted. He followed their rules when it came to securing those documents. Yes, he did.
No.
Yes, he did.
No, he lied.
He's going to come out of this, and you guys are going to be like, "Oh my God, what?"
People are begging me to throw you into the lake of fire. I don't want to do it because I got to be
But I'm
fair.
going to tell everybody in your chat right now. Don't just listen to this dude. Don't listen to anybody. Don't even listen to me. Go look for yourself.
That's my line. That's my line. That's
And they turned it into a felony, and they tacked it on 34 times,
Mm.
and that case is going nowhere. I'm telling you right now. You're going to see that case goes nowhere. It's already falling apart.
Gen X.
Go look it up.
Gen X.
Don't call me the cult. Don't
Gen
call
X.
back to the cult.
Gen
You
X.
need to
Gen
go
X.
research for yourself.
Gen X, I'm really trying, what I'm trying to do is connect to people like you because part of me, I have family members who are in the same cult and I endure these conversations all day long. All right. And so I'm trying to really reach out across the aisle and say, get out of this loop of lies that you've been fed and look at what's really happening in the real world. And you won't do it.
See,
So-
you say it's a cult, right?
Yes.
You all call it a cult, but listen.
It
when
is.
You asked me first why I support him. I told you. I told you why. Right? Right?
Yes. But I don't think that's
Everything
even the
else that you
truth.
have brought up to me, saying, "Oh, he's only in it for himself," kind of thing. No, that stuff is—it's all noises.
But-
Daniels, I don't care about that.
But I'm not.
It
But
stands in that what he has done as president in his 4 years, put the country first. Everything else is noise, and the Democrats from day one, right out the gate, they're, "Whoa, we're going to impeach him." Before he'd even had a chance to do anything, they were saying this. So it was all personal to them, and I don't care about any.
okay. So is it all right if I give you a little something back? Because I've heard you say that so many times. The only reason I'm bringing up all of these things isn't because I want to make Trump look bad. I'm just using things that are actually real to help you understand these are things he's done that are not in the interest of the United States. They're in the interest of him. And every time I've showed you one example after the other, you've gone on to these long rants.
Of him. Let's talk about Stormy Daniels for a minute.
You've gone off on these long rants. And
So in
Zeus,
the interest of him, right?
do you
What
want to
does that
walk
have
back?
to do- What does that have to do with being president?
Do you want to walk back any of your lies?
No. What does him and Stormy Daniels and that whole thing have to do with him being president?
So I got to turn up the temperature.
Tell me, what does that have to do with him being president? How was that for his
Okay, I'll explain it, but you got to listen. You got to listen. It was election interference. Okay? He did all. No.
What he did was completely legal.
No, I remember I asked you if you could just listen to it because you asked me a serious question, and I'm trying to make sure you know at least whether you agree with it or not.
Let's say that's true. Let's say that's true, right? You can call it election interference. That's dumb. It's a, you
No, because he did it.
Could become president, right?
He did it to influence the outcome of the 2016 election. He didn't want that information to get out to the voters.
Let's say for 1 second I agree with you, right? So he becomes president.
He did become president.
Yeah, so he becomes president. What did he?
And while he was president, he was writing those checks in the White House on taxpayers' money. He was still engaging in the cover-up.
Billions of dollars. He has personally lost billions of dollars.
Gen X.
Am I lying?
You are.
Really? You have any idea how badly his businesses were affected by this?
Didn't he go bankrupt 6 times?
Dude.
Wait. Didn't he go bankrupt 6 times before he was president?
And if this happens,
So you can't wait. Did he go bankrupt 6 times before he was president? Some say 7. So you can't. So
I don't care because what does that have to do with being the president?
Well, that means you can't say this situation that's happening to him is unique. He has a track record of being terrible at business. As a matter of fact, we found out now all that success, it was built on lies. That's why they fined him $500 million in New York. You know the Letitia James case. See, Gen X, what I just did to you is called the weave, right? I just connected a bunch of dots. And you're familiar with that tactic. You're familiar with that tactic.
They
and so
went after his sons.
Okay. And so
you don't want to hear that.
Okay,
You just don't even want to hear that.
What's that, Jen? What's that? Now, do I have to toss you in there? It's warm.
I want to address what I'm saying.
Do I have to toss you into the lake of fire? You want now, it's ready to go. That's the lake of fire, and I'm about to have to toss you because I can't spend all morning on TikTok talking to just you. It's been a great conversation, but you are not at least willing to agree that to the facts. You have to understand Donald Trump is a convicted felon.
No, he's
whether
not.
whether you like it or not, all right? He did get impeached twice. He was found to have participated in an insurrection against the United States government.
Impeach anyone for anything.
And unfortunately, Gen X, I gotta move on, all right? And toss you into the lake of fire. It's so sad, but I do hope you come back and at least come back with a little more truth inside of you, all right?
I would, but you don't even want to address anything I say. You just twist off into all this other stuff.
What?
You don't address anything I say. It's a conspiracy, right? Right?
It's so sad. It's so sad.
You know what's sad is you can't even say, yeah, maybe I don't know about that.
No, I've heard everything.
You don't want to hear it.
I've heard everything you've had to say, Gen X, and you just won't. You won't give an inch. You won't tell the truth. You enjoy being in the cult, and once again, I've been let down. Right? So, unfortunately, Gen X, you're always welcome to return once you're willing to learn, but Zeus has to move it on. Ladies and gentlemen, Lake of Fire, yes or no? Let's see what the audience decides.
Was it a misdemeanor they turned it into a felony? That's one
Oh.
question.
Oh, wait a second. Attacking said he wants to show something to you. Maybe this is your last chance
Answer
to be.
my question. Was
This
it
is-
a misdemeanor that they turned it into a felony?
This is. Wait a second. Hold on. I'm bringing you some help.
I have asked you 100 times now.
They've already said yes.
Misdemeanor.
All right. Hold on. Attacking. How are you doing?
Yeah, let me show her what Walt Nauta was doing in regards to the documents. Give me a second.
Let's see if this might be your chance to redeem yourself. Because
Okay, so this is Walt. Excuse me, I'm talking. You sit there, be quiet.
No, not
Wait.
This is,
No.
this is Walt Nauta.
Listen.
This is Trump. This is Trump's body guy. This is Trump's body man. He's moving boxes out of Mar-a-Lago, loading them on a jet. Now, let me show you the jet. Let me show you the jet. This is the jet. This is the jet that they're loading the boxes from Mar-a-Lago to go to Bedminster. Now, if you're a smart person like you say you think you are, you would have read the indictment that says Walt Nauta received a text message saying, is there going to be enough room for not only our luggage, but the boxes we're taking with us? And he said yes. So when you say Trump didn't do anything or hide anything or be misleading in regards to a subpoena that was given to him to turn over the boxes, which you know nothing about, that shows how disingenuous you are.
I don't know.
And in regards to the president having the documents, have you read the Presidential Record Act, yes or no? Yes or no? Gen X.
There we go. Yeah.
Yes or no, Gen X?
There we go.
Did you read the Presidential Record Act? Well, seeing as how you don't want to answer, it says that once you are no longer president, you're supposed to turn over all documents to the National Archives. Donald Trump didn't do that. Now, you made a comment about Barack Obama having documents. No, that's not true, too, because NARA came out and said, no, Barack Obama didn't have any documents. So, see, the thing is this. When you lie about Donald Trump and you don't bring up anything in regards to the proof that you say, it shows that you believe only what Donald Trump says, not what the factual information says. Now, in regards to the court case, the 34 charges, why don't you go read a law book? Because once you are charged and convicted by the jury, the next step is the sentencing. You are a convicted person. You may not go to jail because the judge could stay your sentencing, but you are still a convicted person. That's the way the frickin' law, the law works. So, before you make a comment that he's not convicted because you're a headline hoochie,
I said he's not a convicted felon.
he is a convicted. The jury convicted him.
Let's keep the tone attacking.
Sorry, the jury convicted him.
Nice and friendly.
The jury convicted him. The judge now sentences him. He can be out for the next year or 2 years waiting for sentencing, but he's still convicted. That's the way the law works. First you're convicted, then you're sentenced. First the jury says what happens, then the judge says what happens. That's how the law works. And in regards to this case is continuation of Michael Cohen because Trump was individual one when Cy Vance was looking into this. And do you know who stopped the proceeding? Was Bill Barr, who called New York and says, don't proceed with this investigation any longer. That's why it got handed over to Alvin Bragg. Alvin Bragg with the new information from the let me pull this up. Hold on. I've got this. Let me show you what this is. Hold on.
And Gen X, are you there still? I know this is a lot happening at once, and I didn't know this was going to happen. So, but
you brought
I'm only
here. You don't answer my questions, and then you want to.
Well, I'm answering your question. I'm answering the question for you.
I'm not talking to you. I am talking to the host.
Okay. Talk to me real quick. Hold on, attacking. Let me see.
Okay.
I have asked you questions. You don't answer me. You don't answer me.
Okay, I'll take that. But is it all right if
there wasn't a bias in what they were doing to this man?
Okay, but I'll take that. I failed you. But is it all right if attacking continues to at least allow people who've been listening to this conversation to get answers to some of the questions that you ask? I feel like he's done his homework, and he's taking time out of his morning to get this information out here to us. So
But he's also talking about Alvin Bragg, who is a
Well, hold on. Alvin Bragg.
individual.
Alvin Bragg
These
and
people
Letitia
hate Trump.
James.
You know that, right?
Jen. So let's I'm
They
gonna.
twist the law just to get him.
Okay, but
Oh, no. They're not They're not twisting the law. They're using the law associated with the crime. Now the thing is this:
Lord have mercy.
Trump again was individual one when Michael Cohen was. Excuse me, Michael Cohen. This is the entire case. You have to follow the dots for this entire case. It happened with Michael Cohen. Trump was individual one, and he can't be charged because he's a sitting president. So Bill Barr told Cy Vance, "Do not proceed with this." They didn't. They stopped it. Then Alvin Bragg came in, and he got additional evidence from Michael Cohen in regards to this money laundering. Now, it was a misdemeanor, but the thing is this, Gen X, they did a cover-up. So it turned it from a misdemeanor to a felony because of the cover-up, hiding the fact that they were doing this. If Donald Trump would have just paid out of his pocket and done it upright, there would be no case. But they covered it up. Now, this writing that you really can't see because it's too big is a layout from Alan Weisselberg, Trump's
Maury,
CFO,
thank you for the subscription.
Trump's CFO, of how they're going to pay Michael Cohen back. Because, see, Michael Cohen paid off Stormy Daniels. He took a HELOC. Now, the thing is this. They gave Michael Cohen $420,000. They gave him extra money as a bonus of $60,000 to something. I forget what it's there. And why did somebody pop up on my screen? And anyway, they laid out the payments of $35,000 a month, which Donald Trump signed. He didn't sign them as a president. He signed an ongoing case issue while he was not president. So the checks of paying back Michael Cohen was done on his personal account. So for when you say that this is a setup, it's not a setup. Because Alan Weisselberg, for the Donald Trump, the Trump organization, went to Rikers Island for money laundering, fraud, IRS fraud, and so on and so forth. So he went to Rikers Island for 4 months the first time. Now he's in Rikers Island a second time for lying about this case. You just don't like it because they're using the things that Donald Trump did against him, whether it be this, E. Jean Carroll, or the documents in Florida. See, you think that he can take it because he's a president. And if you've ever listened to the audio when he showed certain information to a lady sitting there when they're doing the Mark Meadows book, Donald Trump showed her documents. She's on a highly
recording. Hold on. If you're talking about the recording, he was talking about a newspaper article.
No. Sorry, young lady, because I can play that entire thing for you right now. Because what Donald Trump.
I'm not even going to listen anymore because I know for a fact that what you're saying right now is extremely misleading.
Really? Would you like me to play the audio for you to show you that you don't know what you're talking about?
That's fair, right? Gen X. If he plays the audio,
I'll play the audio for you.
You will only have audio because what I'm telling you right now is that he wasn't showing a document to someone.
No, he was showing a document because he didn't do this, Gen X. If he was just showing a piece of paper, this is what Trump's terminology would have been. He would have brought up a piece of paper and he would have said, "Pretend I'm showing you a map of."
People are asking if you could play the audio because I don't think Gen X is going to.
But let me lay this out.
Okay.
If Donald Trump is showing her just a piece of paper, he would have said this: "Imagine I'm showing you a map of Iran. This is what the generals would have given me to blah blah blah." But that's not what he did. He said, "Hand me that." He opened up the folder. He said, "This is what the excuse me. He said, "Hand me that." He opened up the paperwork and said, "See, this is what the generals gave me." He didn't say that this is fake. He didn't say pretend. He showed, "Look at this. This is what the general sent me. This is stuff I could have declassified if I was still president."
Let me see if I can find it. I'm going to see if I can find it.
You can find it. It's there. But the thing is this. It's Donald Trump's own words showing highly classified information to somebody who's doing doing a book for Mark Meadows. That is also part of the information. And by the way, I don't know if you know this. Have you ever heard of the attorney named Evan Corcoran? Yes or no?
Nope.
Okay, well, he was Donald Trump's first attorney in this document case in Florida. Do you know that he had to recuse himself because Donald Trump tried to have him lie for him to the federal government, and now he's a witness for Jack Smith because he wanted him to say, just tell them that I gave all the documents back. Just do that for me. So now he's a witness for Jack Smith, a high-class attorney that Donald Trump had to remove himself from the case because Donald Trump tried to have him commit a crime. And you can verify that right now to say if I'm talking out of my butt or not. Now, did you find that, Zeus, or do I need to go to my computer and play it for her? You got it? Okay. It's only like 3 or 4 minutes long. And I put it on my page on the video.
Are we ready?
Yes, go ahead.
All right, let me play this for you. All right, hold on. Okay, now, this is Trump's voice.
Well, with Milley, let me see that. I'll show you an example. He said that I wanted to attack Iran. Isn't it amazing? I have a big pile of papers. This thing just came up. Look. This was him. They presented me this. This is off the record, but they presented me this. This was him. This was the Defense Department and him. Wow. We looked at him. This was him. This wasn't done by me. This was him. All sorts of stuff. Pages long.
Trump making it clear the information is sensitive.
It is some highly confidential secret. This is secret information. Look at this.
Special counsel's indictment includes a partial.
Did you get it?
Did you hear what he said, Gen X?
Gen X? Are you there?
And the video the audio I would have played wouldn't have had any input. It was from Anderson Cooper. It played it straight through, all the way to where he says, "Hey, get us some Cokes."
Oh, you like that part?
Yeah. Well, no, I like it.
No, I can't. But this is
as classified.
As president, I couldn't declassify. No, I can't. But this is
now we have a problem.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Today, the former president saying the audio.
Yeah, they're breaking it up. You're breaking it up, but you're right. He said he could have declassified it. Gen X, are you there? Exactly. We didn't get the Coke. We didn't get the Coke line, but you're right. I remember that.
I am here. I'm looking things up right now.
So did you hear him? Did you hear him lay out that? Look at this. Look at this. He didn't say imagine. He said, "Look at what I'm showing you." Did he not, Gen X? Yes or no?
Without seeing what he has, I don't really know what that is. So.
Oh, excuse me, Gen X. We're using his words. His words were.
I can't tell you.
See how you're pivoting. See how you're pivoting right here, right now, right in front of everybody.
I can't tell you what he's looking at, just like you can't tell.
I asked you about his words. Did he say, "Look at this. This is what General Kelly gave me"? Did he say that? Yes or no?
Yeah, but what is it?
Well, that's the thing. He's showing the Iran information that he stated before the first sentence.
Did you hear him say he could have declassified it? So obviously, whatever it was classified.
Lord.
Right, Gen X? You want me to play that part again?
You try to portray like you know what you're doing, then we play the audio, and then you pivot from the audio itself of his own words. Do you see how, like Zeus is saying, how deep you are? You don't have any factual information you can give us to counteract what we're using with Donald Trump's words. You're using your emotions because Donald Trump, for some reason, promised you something that he's never going to deliver you. He's not going to give you any. He hasn't done anything for the first 4 years, and he's done nothing but hatred towards women and rights.
You know what? I'm listening to you, and I'm just trying to see your point of view. I'm trying to see what you're showing me.
Okay, that's positive.
For you to sit here and say that he didn't do anything his 4 years, that is crazy.
Yeah, you know what he did? He did a tax cut. You know what else he did? You know what he didn't do? He didn't have Mexico pay for the border. He didn't put out an infrastructure bill. He didn't put a new health care plan. Did he? But under his presidency, he did have millions of border crossings that he's complaining about now, that he stopped a bill while he's not even president, but calling up the Republicans and say, don't do this bill.
I looked at that bill. It was nothing but a bunch of money for stuff that had nothing to do with
it. Who put the bill together? Who put the bill together?
You want fast tracking 5,000?
Excuse me. Who put the bill together? Who put the bill together? Republicans or Democrats?
Does it matter?
Yes, it does.
No?
Because
Does it matter?
it was the Republicans who put it together. And do you know who?
Either. What
Do
I
you
care
know
about
who?
was
Do you
if
know
it
who?
was in
Like?
the
Do you
bill.
know who wanted? Do you know who wanted that bill? The Border Patrol Union said this was the best bill that we've ever received. That it would have helped with judges, paper pushers, technology, stuff that could find fentanyl, things that would have escalated and made things go faster for people coming across the border. Donald Trump says he stopped the bill. He would rather have the border open.
You want me to play the
drop
audio?
issues.
Fast tracking more illegals.
You want me to?
Right? You know what's in the bill, and I don't.
Wait a second. Wait a second.
I don't know why you guys want to just spend money on other stuff when that bill was not a border bill. It was.
Why do you want to?
You want me to play it?
Go ahead.
Let me play this for you.
No.
There is zero chance I will support this horrible open borders betrayal of America. It's not going to happen. I noticed that, and I'll fight it all the way. I noticed a lot of the senators are trying to say respectfully they're blaming it on me. I said, that's okay. Please blame it on me. Please. Because they were getting ready to pass a very bad bill. And I'll tell you what. A bad bill is, I'd rather have no bill than a bad bill.
You heard that?
That bill was trash.
Of course it was. Because Donald Trump doesn't want it. Of course it was. Let me ask you a question.
I don't care about what Donald Trump wanted. I saw the bill. The bill was trash.
It was bipartisan.
I don't care about bipartisan. It was. You think both sides have run our country well?
Let me ask you a question. Do you know who Chip Roy is?
I'm a Texan.
Gen X?
I'm a Texan.
Chip Roy is a Republican Trump lover who went to the House floor and called Donald Trump out because he made a post saying Joe Biden can close the border with just an executive order. He called him out. He said, Mr. President, if that could have been done, you could have done it. But Mr. President, under your presidency, there were millions of border crossings in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. The border was still open. Under Obama was at a 50-year low. When Trump took office, border crossings rose 38%. He separated children from families, and there's still like 1,000 kids who haven't been reunited. But I want to ask you a more important question.
300,000 that are missing.
Okay, you give us the stats on that. So now, what I want to do is this. I want to do something with right now, today. What do you think about the attack on the Haitians in Ohio?
How is that attack on the Haitians in Ohio?
Because Donald Trump is putting targets on Haitians for eating cats and dogs.
Nobody put a target on anybody.
Donald Trump is putting targets on Haitians.
How?
You didn't hear him at the debate?
You didn't hear it?
You didn't watch? Did you watch the debate at all?
How is that putting a target on anybody?
Because he's saying that they're illegal when they're not. They are legal immigrants here brought to Springfield, Ohio, that is contributing to the community and are hard workers. Do you know the governor has come out?
She needs
and
keep going, Attack, because this
community.
I've tried to spare you.
The governor of Ohio has come out and said that the Haitians in Springfield are legal residents, legal immigrants, hard-working people. There are no cats and dogs being eaten by these people that Donald Trump and J.D. Vance put onto their backs, targets. Do you know there's recent bomb threats at schools and hospitals?
You know where those bomb threats came from?
Yeah, we heard about them, but the thing is this: there's still freaking bomb threats unnecessarily.
Yes,
you have schools being closed. You have schools being closed down. Excuse me. You have schools. You have schools being closed. You know what? You're a very disingenuous person.
Okay. So here's the deal.
You have schools being
Hold
closed.
on. I'm starting to. We can't have the yelling. I get
Well, then she
really.
needs to shut up and somebody's talking.
Well, listen, but we have to. We can be firm, but we don't gotta yell. All right. I want the conversation. I gotta blow whistles. I gotta call fouls when there's
I'm
fouls.
trying to blame everybody else.
Okay, Gen X.
You mean like Trump does, right?
Gen X and attacking. Okay, there's a lot of folks who want to come up here. There's a lot.
I'll drop because this person's being disingenuous.
Okay.
She doesn't even care that Trump assaulted a woman.
Disingenuous?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fake bomb threats or not?
They're real.
Were there actual bombs?
They're real threats.
They're fake bomb threats from overseas. There was no bombs.
Lake of Fire. All right. So Gen X. I'm going to give you one more opportunity to talk to someone else other than myself or attacking.
I'm trying to kick me down. Kick me down. I'm trying to.
And thank you, attacking. I appreciate it. And if you fail this time, Gen X, I got to do it. I really try not to send folks like you who've been lied to over 30,000 times. I really try not to do it. All right, let's try this again. April? Maybe April can help us.
Zeus.
Hi, April. How are you?
I'm great. I just wanted to do a little fact checking on Gen X Patriot. She stated about the hush money that they made up the charge. They used a misdemeanor instead. No, it's an actual charge itself. It's 175.10 that's been used 15,000 times in the last 10 years. 175.10. New York law, look it up. That was the case law that they used.
Is it a felony or is it a misdemeanor?
It's a felony.
It is not. What they charged him with?
Gen X.
Will you look up the case and then when you're coming back saying it's not? Now, if they would have used 175.05, that's a misdemeanor. But when you're doing another crime, you're doing one crime to do another, that's 175.10.
You're talking about that he did this just to basically say his candidacy. That's what you're saying the second charge was, right?
Absolutely. He lied.
That's not a crime.
It absolutely is a campaign law.
The first thing wasn't a crime.
Gen X.
Okay.
Gen X.
She's a lawyer, but okay. Well, let's get
three
to
of
the
us.
next one.
Gen X. Can we let April get through her points because we're running low on time, and I want to make sure April gets through all her points, if you don't mind.
Okay. The documents case that she said he had all the right in the world to take those documents. The Records Act of 1978. As soon as the president is no longer president, all documents, doesn't matter what it is, it could be confidential, classified, any document they had is to be turned over to NARA. They are the legal custody of NARA. Now, he did not declassify some of them we know of, per the evidence in the indictment, which I bet you haven't read. But Gen X, he refused. He lied for a year. You can go look at the transcripts of the FBI investigation. He lied for a year to NARA, wouldn't give them back. Then when he said he gave them all back, he lied, had his lawyers to sign it. Now you was talking about people need to do their research. Go look at the documents and you will see that the evidence is there. He had no reason to hold these documents. He had no law on his side saying he could have these documents. Every president has to remove it till NARA goes through, does what they do, and then they can have the ones they've requested.
Okay,
So
what happens if a senator takes documents?
senators can take whatever they want.
Stop it, please, Gen X. April.
Gen X, go look at the law. Go look at the law, Gen X, before you laugh and you say no.
Classified documents
Gen X.
to their house. Just have them in the garage. Just
Gen
sit
X.
down.
Gen
That
X.
was a vice
I've been very.
president.
He wasn't at the time.
Oh my
You guys are
lord.
being so dishonest.
We
That
are.
is so dishonest.
That's three folks. 3 strikes and you're out, Gen
You're
X. That's
saying
just how
a
this.
senator can take
That's
classified documents home to their house.
No, senators can anyway.
Gen X.
They have to have a skiff. Now
Then
he
why
had
isn't Joe
classified
Biden
document
going through a case right now?
Gen X.
because he
why.
gave he gave the stuff back.
After how
Trump
many
did
years?
it.
How many years did he have it?
Trump
Gen
is
X.
charged. Oh.
Gen X. Unfortunately, I gotta toss you into the lake of fire, ladies and gentlemen. Goodbye, Gen X. I had to toss you into the lake of fire because guess what? You are possessed with the MAGA demon, and unfortunately, there's just not enough time in a day to help you. But I do hope you've learned something from myself, attacking or April. Let's send her around. Let's give her a round of booze and shade. Goodbye, Gen
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Don't you love it, Zeus? We got to do our research. We got to do our research.
Wow.
And they haven't read anything. They go by what TikTok lawyers, and we know who we're talking about, tells them. They absolutely know nothing.
We gave her a lot of chances, didn't we, April? A lot.
Yes, and she wouldn't even listen or look it up. And the word convicted, look up the word convicted. If a jury or a judge has found you guilty, you are convicted.
Wow. They can't say we are out here being harsh. That was one of the fairest conversations we've had. I gave her some truth, you gave her some truth, attacking gave her some truth, and she still refused to get out of the cult.
Isn't it amazing?
Yes.
They don't want to know the truth. They really don't.
No.
They're so infatuated with this man and so in love with this man. They don't care what he does. They see it.
I also brought up the Presidential Record Act, April. You did too. It says it right there. The subpoena, his own attorney leaving, and he's a witness for Jack Smith. She's not read anything.
Gen X, you can come back, but I'm going to need you to do some homework, all right? Attacking gave you a lot of information. April gave you a lot of information, but unfortunately, you're still in a dark spot where the truth is light, but you're perceiving it as darkness, and you got to do the real work to get out of that cult. And that goes for everyone that believes Gen X.
I want to point something out, though. Talking about, she said, the fake bomb threats. Well, you know what? Until they're investigated, until the premises is gone through, they're real. Until it's cleared. Now, for you people to think that that's okay, that Donald Trump has put targets on legal Haitians being in Springfield, working, supporting themselves, supporting the city, adding to the countries wanting to be Americans. For you people to just say it's okay for Donald Trump to put targets on them. If somebody gets hurt, are you going to hold Donald Trump accountable, or are you going to hold no one accountable? Because they shouldn't be attacked. They're here. They want to be American citizens. They're here working. They're legal. And now you're putting targets on their back. And they've been there for over 3 years. Why wasn't this said last year or the year prior about the dogs and the cats? Why is it now? The only reason why it's now is because in 48 days, Donald Trump is going to try to be the president of the United States again, and he's using this as a tool to twist you people to bend for him.
And she was doing a lot of bending. Wouldn't you say, April? She just bent all over.
I said it was killing me. It was killing me.
It was killing me too.
It just, Lord have mercy. But I want to state this, and I don't care who's in the room. I will say, till my dying days, that Donald Trump is a threat to our democracy. There is no rhetoric in it. We had a prime example of a threat to democracy on January the 6th. And you all that keep saying, oh, you got to stop the rhetoric. Because we speak facts and truth about the man, that's rhetoric. But he can call us all fascist, communist, you know, every name in the book, and call people names and disparage disabled people and all this, and immigrants, targeting communities and groups of people. That's the rhetoric. That's what's doing harm in this country. It's not this, but till my dying days, that man is an absolute threat to our democracy and our way of life and our Constitution.
And for J.D. Vance and Donald Trump to say that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have to stop the rhetoric, and that's why the second JFK attempt on his life, which was far away from that anyway. But the thing is this: why don't you make a list, make a video, show all the hateful rhetoric from Biden and Harris to Trump, and also put all the hateful rhetoric from Trump to everybody else.
If you put the videos together, you would have probably 6 months worth of content from Donald Trump. All right. And maybe nothing from Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. That's how I see it. I mean, when you tell the truth about somebody, that's completely different than lying and making up stuff and putting targets on people's back, which is what Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, and the MAGA Republicans continue to do.
Donald Trump put targets on Asian Americans for the for the China virus.
Muslims.
A Jewish synagogue being attacked by a Trump lover. Media sources being sent explosives because of Donald Trump's attack on the media. Donald Trump is called
Taylor Swift. Yep.
Taylor Swift now. Okay. And then you have oh my God.
Hispanics.
Sarah Huckabee Sanders saying she can't be grounded because she doesn't have children of her own. Wow.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting what this man's been allowed to say and do. And these people don't give a crap about it. They don't care the separation. I mean, the bombings is one thing. Well, did he not create the atmosphere for the Proud Boys to take their happy butts up there and walk around Ohio? I mean, he fuels every bit of this.
Those fine people on both sides. You know.
Never comes out and apologizes, Zeus.
Never.
Not once for being wrong. Proven that this is not the case, that people's not eating family pets. And he fails to hold himself. And the Taylor Swift thing. I got one more thing before I go.
All right.
The Taylor Swift thing. What 78-year-old man,
talk to him, April.
old man, a grown adult, post on Truth Social, any social media, I hate Taylor Swift. A grown man, whether he be president or not, a 78-year-old, what kind of man is that? That's not a man.
A sick one.
It's a sick one.
Evil, corrupt, sad.
It is sad, and it's all MAGA demons. It's just it just embodies them. You know, they're just oozing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but there's some people that you'll never reach. Gen
I
X
agree.
is one of them because she doesn't look at sources or nothing.
Gen X, she's been touched though. I mean, for what it is worth, that was probably in her world the longest anyone has ever spoken to her in giving them an overwhelming amount of truth and information. So that's why I had to throw Gen X into the lake of fire, because I want her to understand that's exactly what will happen when you take your last breath on this planet and you think you're going into those pearly gates. They're going to go, you were in Zeus's live. You had more than enough evidence to turn things around and you chose not to. That's why we had to do that. All right,
Absolutely.
April on Attacking. Ladies and gentlemen, show April on Attacking some love. They did a great job helping to keep us. All right. And then on top of that, we got to wrap things up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Zeus to get up out of here. If I didn't get to you today, it doesn't mean I love you any less. It just means Zeus does have to go. This has been one interesting, tough show. And I do know that somebody out there received the truth. I know Gen X didn't receive the truth at all. As a matter of fact, Gen X, I got to do it again. Let's give, you know what? I got to move on. I want to give you all a round of applause, all right, for tuning in and sticking it out and really seeing the real work being done to help this woman, our vice president, soon to be president, Kamala Harris, get in the White House. These are tough conversations and they need to be had. All right. You all deserve this. A round of applause. Thank you, Aaron, for the subscription. Thank you, Rick, for the gifts. All of you for the gifts. Speaking of gifts, I want to give a special round of applause to all the subscribers, gifters, moderators, and panelists. Without you, this show wouldn't be what it is. Entertaining, educational, and engaging. I couldn't do it without all of you, seriously. All right, but you know what? We got to give one last round of booze and shame, all right? And this goes out to the Zeus haters, those who continue to be in the cult like Gen X, all right? These people get on TikTok day in and day out and promote misinformation and disinformation on behalf of Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin. They continue to make excuses and cover-ups for Donald Trump's lies, his bigotry, his hatred, his xenophobia, his racism, his misogyny, you name it, he does it. All types of corruption and criminality. Trust me when I tell you, these folks are the worst of the worst, and they are truly the scum of the earth. All right, join me in giving them our final round of booze and shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. Take care and stay safe. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. All right, let's go. What a great show. Have a great rest of your morning. I like this song. Y'all just gonna have to get used to it. Hey! To the weed! Don't jump crazy. Hey! Thank you, Rick! Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go! To the weed! Connect the dots! Yeah! Get out there and vote! Don't just say something, do something, let's go! Thank you, Evan! We're almost gonna hit our goal! This is so nice to see ya! Hey! Get out there and vote, ladies and gentlemen. Vote for Kamala Harris, Angel, Valerie, Andy. Look at the light. Smiley face. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hey, hey, I love you too. Let's go. Hey. Let's go, let's go. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, nurses. Thank you. Let's go. Thank you, April. Thank you, attacking. Let's go. We're gonna win in November. You know it. Let's go, let's go. You ain't black, Miss Morningstar, I see it. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Cold as the days. All right. Let's get up out of here, ladies and gentlemen. You know what time it is. What do we want to end on? All right. Let's see what we got. Let's get
MIT, my relationship to MIT.
Thank you. We hit our goal. Thank you, Heaven. Let's go. Let's see. What do we got? Let's see.
Yesterday she got up, she started ranting and raving that Donald Trump wants to put a tax on gasoline, a tax on food, a tax on medication, a tax on clothing, a tax on every single thing that was ever invented. Your hat he's going to tax. Your shirt he's going to tax. He's going to tax your wife. He's going to tax your husband. And I'm saying, I never said any of that.
Yeah, you did.
I promise to be a president for all Americans. You can always trust me to put country above party and self.
Thank you.
To hold sacred America's fundamental principles, from the rule of law to free and fair elections to the peaceful transfer of power.
Let's go! Thank you, Kamala Harris! All right, we're out of here. Have a great rest of your